We have covered the life of Gouverneur Morris back in episode 107. Today we will be reviewing his 1908 collection, The Footprint and Other Stories. The Footprint is a sort of lost race story, which describes the journey of four adventurers into the heart of a sand island in the Gulf of California, in the company of an amazingly swift and amazingly well-fed Chinese man, who leads them to the Chinese city of Chechun, where he is to be strangled to fulfill a promise made to the gods by his parents, in lieu of a successful life for their son. But then things go very, very wrong. Paradise Ranch seems a mediocre affair about a man wanting to elope with his best friend's wife, until, perhaps as a result of the mysterious migraine he feels, the opium he takes more and more to combat it, or a combination of both, he begins to go delightfully mad, ending on a high note of delusionary magic not quite often seen. Captain England is a well-written adventure yarn which has Mr. England, notorious pirate, transported to his home country for trial, but he manages to do two things in the meanwhile: to win the attraction of a young lady on board, and to wrong the course of the ship and make it land in his very own private kingdom. The Execution is a grim little tale of a man escaping execution, but only for a short time, dying at the exact same time he should have been executed, under very tragic and ironic circumstances. Simone l'Ouvrière is a very interesting tale of an artist who is devoted to his art beyond any common sense. A Carolina Knight's Dream is a yarn related by an 80-year-old grandfather of his murdering the pirate One-Eyed Limb and thus obtaining the foundations of the family fortune. May well have been a lie. The stowing away of Mr. Bill Ballard has Mr. Ballard duel a man for the honour of a young woman he barely knows, because he can't stand seeing her being forced to marry his aged nemesis. He thinks he killed him and hides away on a ship at the harbour bound for Jamaica when he gets a visitor, who turns out to be the young woman herself. Not long after they are hauled out of their hiding place does he find out he has nothing to fear, and that his book of philosophy is hopelessly sold out. The Explorers is the story of a doctor very much bored in life, who joins a polar expedition. Everything goes smooth, until the entire expedition catches smallpox and dies. That is, all but the captain and doctor. The captain, mad as a hatter, presses on to the pole, where he finds the frozen corpses of 7 of his predecessors, lays beside them and dies, though the doctor is spared the same. The Little Heiress or the Haunted Look is a story of a woman courting a man. Shock horror. He doesn't love her, but she wants to make him. She goes to his mother to ask for his hand, an act which her aunt says may end up with her in the insane asylum, but it does work out in the end. The Best Man is a story which begins as a somewhat mediocre love affair, has a twist to its end and a body count through the roof. It details how shortly after the marriage between Olenka and Openta, Openta's friend and colleague began to fancy Olenka. He moves in with them after Openta has an accident and drives out Openta's father, but his attempt to woo Olenka ends in tragedy, murder, arson and more. The Crocodile is a marvelous story about a man who plunges his son, whose mother died in childbirth, into an endless array of mourning and isolation, until his cousin Virginia comes along. Things get worse afterwards when she voices her opinion that his father is faking his sadness as a sort of artistic performance.